So the idea behind today is to start the students off at a decent distance from these vehicles, from this crash scene that we've got behind me, and ask them about how they would approach that scene if they're first on the scene. So we're getting them to make sure that they're parking safely, that they're calling 111, and that they're approaching the scene safely as well. So we're getting them to look for hazards, we're getting them to think about the cars moving, we're getting them to think about more traffic coming through, we're getting them thinking all about what questions they could ask the patient, and then how they can hand over to emergency services.
This scenario is very interactive, so the students get walked through a crash scenario as though they're first responders, because unfortunately in their driver journey they're probably going to come across a crash, whether it be serious, minor or fatal. We want to give them some tips on what to do or how they can prepare, so even if they remember one thing from it, that's job done. But also we want to talk about the choices that students make or young drivers make and the consequences to those choices.
Part of my role is to do vehicle recoveries through work for fatal crashes or even non-fatal crashes, just if we get the phone call from the police to come out and do the consequences that can escalate the ripple effect from their decisions on what they do on our roads.
We're volunteers here in Geraldine, and we've all got families, so we see these scenes and we take them home.
I think at this stage, so they're all around that 16, 17, 18 years of age, and they're getting their licenses and starting to drive. So it's important for them to see the reality of what can happen on our roads, and having everyone here set up, they can ask us what we do at a scene, and it sort of gives them a gauge that if they are in this position of what to do and how to help.
Walking around talking to people that are knowledgeable in the field, that have seen and experienced things that hopefully they'll never have to experience and see themselves, and give them the information they need to make good choices.
These people are the ones in their community responding. They're going to be the ones that are responding if there is a crash. And I just want them to feel the impact, because these guys don't just leave it once they've finished the crash and packed it up and carry on. They still have to process this, and they see this regularly, which is really sad in our community. So it's just having a bit of an interactive session with students, responders, Hilton Haulage, yeah, everybody that you see behind me.